Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Tell No Lies podcast. You guys don't know this, but I certainly know this. Ashley's finally back.
I've been gone
She's been gone.
a whole freaking month.
But we planned ahead, so that way it didn't even seem like you were gone. But
Y'all didn't notice. We pre-recorded all those episodes.
And I definitely missed you.
Before we start, I have a gift that I'm going to give you, and I want to present it live while the audience is
Yeah, you said
watching.
this was a very appropriate time to give me this gift.
It was.
And you've been hyping this gift for too long.
Okay. It is Dawn soap in the sprayable version so that you don't have to use Lysol.
Okay, but I have a question. Okay, so we obviously know, I use the Lysol instead of the, the whole thing. But is this going to be a supply that you're going to keep bringing back? Because when I run out of that,
You're back to the Lysol?
It's back to that
sure, I
motherfucking
will take responsibility of buying you this $4 to $6 item every several months.
then at least you know that we're thinking of each other.
Right.
Yeah,
And
every
you
time
just-
I spray that, I'm just going to go, thank you, Ashley.
Your butthole's going to thank you.
Oh, do you think my butthole would change?
I don't know. I feel like
I feel like maybe it would whiten it.
your intestines will thank you.
Maybe that's why I've been shitting a lot. You think?
It could be. Possibly.
That light that's just going right through.
Possibly.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have Ashley back, even though you guys don't know, but we're glad to have you back.
That's
And
kind of
so-
what we're going to talk about
Yeah, I was
today.
going to say, so, we might as well just get right into the fucking sauce. Okay, first thing that I thought of was, in this whole trip, you said no dating apps on there, right? This was a pure Ashley trip.
Yeah.
So there was no dick involved.
I did meet a boy.
Up!
Not on the dating apps. I was not on the apps the entire time. I was pining heavily over my escort man the entire time I was gone, which sucked for me. But I met a guy that I don't have a romantic interest in, although he found a very romantic interest in me. We met on the sand dunes. The Great Sand Dune National Park is really cool. It's also one of the only parks in all of the national parks that does allow dogs. It's pretty crazy. All the
Interesting.
other
Now,
ones
why
does
do
not.
they versus others, do you know?
I don't know, just because it's sand and there's a lot of the times dogs aren't allowed because of the geological features or the preservation that they're trying to do with different types of land and forest life and things like that. It's just sand. So it's there's not really anything that can get messed up
Unless they poop in it and then you can't find it.
unless you don't pick up the shit.
Yeah, kicking it. I don't know what you're talking about.
So I was walking on the sand dunes is hard. Totally underestimated that shit.
Were you barefoot or with shoes?
I had hiking sandals.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like you're going in quicksand. You have to really kind of use your
Yeah.
calf a lot too.
I was just sweating.
Yeah.
So I'm almost at the top and I see this guy and he looks at me in recognition like he knew me, I felt like. So I start walking, I'm walking the way I'm walking and he's walking towards me. And then we said hi and it was just this moment where it was we already felt like we knew each other and we just started chatting. And he's cute, don't get me wrong. He's a handsome man. And we talked and I was going to turn around and be done because I saw the top and I was like, I hate inclines. I was like, I don't really feel like keeping going. And then he convinced me to keep going. And then we just kind of were joking around and he was really easy to talk to. We went on another hike that afternoon. I went to a waterfall hike with the dogs and it was a challenging hike, but he did good and he didn't have the proper shoes. So he had to do it barefoot.
Oh, so he went with you.
Yeah.
So this was an unplanned part of your trip.
Yeah, I texted him and I was like, I'm going on this hike. Do you want to come? And he's like, yeah. Because he was just passing through, he's just in his car, kind of traveling. And then we figured out that we're both going to the same place the next day. So at the next park was Mesa Verde National Park in Colorado. They have these really cool ancient cave dwellings. They're inside of alcoves where Native Americans built houses in there 800 years ago. And I really wanted to go you have to book a ranger tour. So I booked tours for both of us and we went and saw it. And it was just it was so cool to see.
Look at you just booking shit already.
I know.
Jesus. It's
Well,
clockwork
there was only a certain amount of spaces, and if you don't have a ticket, you can't go.
Yeah, but that's just how you are. Because most people would be like, oh, let's just show up.
Yeah, I'm type A as fuck.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then at the end of the trip, being in there and watching how those people lived 800 years ago and what they built with only hand tools, it blew my mind, and it kind of humbles you to the privileges that we have in modern society and how we really don't have to work hard for the things that we have physically, where they would have to go to hundreds of miles away to go get salt and things that they needed and then carry it back to the village and learn how to store it and keep it. And how important water was to them because they're living in a desert, basically. So at the end of our little interaction, we were saying goodbye, and I could tell he was going to kiss me, and I was like, why not? Like, I'll kiss him. This is a fun little thing for me. And to me, I knew that like that was going to be the start and the end of it. He's a really nice guy. He's just not physically enough.
So it was just a kiss, and that was it then?
Yeah.
Didn't lead to anything else?
He doesn't weigh 200.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he didn't get to go back to the little
He
campsite.
didn't get to go back to the campsite.
He did, but to his own site.
So he very much expressed romantic interest in me, and we're still texting as friends, which is nice. But for me,
isn't it unfortunate when it's like, why is it that you meet someone and it's always the ones that are not the ones you want?
I know, because he's a really nice guy. I wish.
Every guy watching this is like, he's a nice guy.
He's a nice
if that's the
guy.
first thing out of any woman's mouth, you're fucked.
That just means she doesn't want to fuck you.
No, that just means you're in the friend zone forever. He's a really nice guy. I don't think I've ever had a girl say that about me as the first thing out of their mouth. Thank the fucking Lord. Because if that ever came out of some woman's mouth in front of me, I'd run the other way.
That means that she
If I
don't
was
want your
interested.
dick. Yeah.
That is like pretty much saying, oh, he's just so nice that I would never take him serious.
Yeah. He was nice. He is nice.
Do you remember that one guy that you were touching for masculine features and there was none?
Mm-hmm.
What was he? He was nice.
No,
he was nice.
No. Well, okay, this guy he was 100.
No, but what I'm saying is when the end result is he's nice.
Yeah.
The other guy was nice too.
Yeah.
He just didn't have the package. This guy maybe had a little bit more substance and package to him, but just not enough.
I don't know.
And sometimes if you're not first, you're last.
Because he's offered to visit me. And
That melts my heart.
I know.
Because it's like you do want that.
If I was into him, it would be great.
You want that from the person you want it from, which goes back to what I said about the McDonald's thing that we talked about last time too, and how it's not always about, what he can do for you, because there's a lot of men out there that can do all the things, but can they do the things that you want, and are they a winner?
Are they the manager?
Are they a winner?
If they're at McDonald's, are they the manager?
That is not a winner. I don't think McDonald's manager is in the title of winners.
For me, because I'm like financially set, I'm set in who I am as an independent person. Like I don't need someone to add value to my life in that way. For me, it's my intellectual and physical attraction to someone first.
That's the most important.
Yeah. And then
that's fair. I mean, that's an important piece regardless.
But like I would
say that's
I
at
don't
the
care
forefront
if you
for me.
only make $50,000 a year.
Yeah, I don't think money's never mattered to me, but I think it's different when it's a male, because your natural behavior is to want to nurture in that way, to be the alpha, whatever. So I don't think I've ever thought to myself, I'm basing my decision off how much does this girl financially make. To me, it's always the opposite, what you're looking for. But most women, I think that plays an important factor, because it's like, can you take care of me?
Yeah.
In whatever way, shape, or form that is to you, they still want to know that they can be taken care of too.
To be taking care of me, you better be laying that fucking pipe. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. That's less than some people have to come up to the plate of having to provide financially. You're not asking for that. You're like, just bring me that dick, baby.
That's right.
It's not a lot to ask for.
So outside of that interaction, I did meet some other friends on the trip when I was in Panguitch, Utah. Bryce Canyon. I stayed at this little campground that had 8 UTVs, ultra terrain vehicles, so they can climb vertically, which is pretty fucking sick. And I went out on a tour with those with the campground manager, and then we became fast friends, and we kind of hung out like every night after I got back from hiking. And then my last day, she took me on another tour just for free. For like 6 hours, we were in these fucking UTVs just in the canyons around Bryce. And it was so beautiful and so fun. And we still text. And we went on a hike as well. So it's nice collecting friends on the road.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of like-minded individuals that kind of have a similar interest. So you never know, like, if they stay locally, that you might cross paths with them down the road. I had a friend on social media that traveled a lot alone And there was one instance where she ran into another influencer girl that travels alone too, and they just recently did a trip together now.
Nice.
So it's like you could do that same thing. You're in contact with her and you're like, hey, I want to do a trip. You know that girl is down for stuff like that. If you vibed with her, then it just makes the trip a little bit more fun too, to have that extra person.
Yeah.
That's how I would have to be. I wouldn't have been able to do what you did and just said, solo trip, let's wish for the best.
I love being alone. Honestly.
I know I love being alone too, but like in the comfort of my own home versus like in an area that like I would want to experience to have with somebody, that memory.
Yeah. I also feel like, so this is kind of something else I wanted to talk about today. And the goal of today was just to kind of tell about my RV trip to all you guys, since you're so interested in every aspect of my life, of course. And then also to just talk about like goal setting and different challenges in life and how to push yourself to the next level. But for me, doing the RV isn't scary, but there's an element of I'm alone. I'm doing this. I'm trusting myself. Like things can go wrong. And like one of the days I thought one of my dogs got hurt, but it's like I love that element of relying on myself, trusting myself, making the plans, seeing it through, and like kind of just having it all come together. And it was me who did it. And it just like feels good to know that I can count on myself. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think one of the things I had said to you before you left was this was like going to be your first time where you're in isolation, where you can't run away from where you're at per se, and you have to kind of sit with it. And I don't know how much context you've shared openly, or even really to me, other than the brief story about Stephen passing and how you've gone through that. But I think that's why I said to you, going on that trip, it was the first time that if you wanted to potentially run away from whatever feelings are left, that when you sit alone, you have to sit with things. And so I don't know where you are in that journey for you. I'm sure it still lingers, because as far as me knowing you, you're always doing shit, right? And that's not necessarily a representation of someone running from something, but 9 times out of 10, if you did sit more, you would have to face those adversities or whatever comes into your brain. So obviously this trip gives you a lot of alone time, right?
Yeah. So that's something that I rejoice in, and I enjoy that forced push to be with yourself, right? Yeah, I am busy. I do have a lot of distractions in my life, whether it's just my friends reaching out to me, FaceTiming, calling, watching a show. When I'm in that RV, like I'm not watching TV. I barely have cell phone service. I'm hardly on social media. It's me and my thoughts over and over again. And taking the time to take a step back from your daily life and process, who am I? What do I want? How do I feel about the things that are going on before, now, and what's next? And I love it. And I feel like I had a lot of interpersonal growth on this trip, because last year I went on 3 separate RV trips, 27 days, 24 days, and 17 days, each with less than a week in between. I would just go back and then go again. And I needed that to run away. Like that was the first trip. So Stephen had died in June. I was still doing all the gym shit that whole year in 2023. December of 2023, I bought that RV because I thought I was selling the gym for the first time, and that sale fell through. And I got really, really depressed when that sale fell through. And then from January to June again, those 6 months, I was just like training at other gyms because I was so depressed I didn't even want to step foot into my own gym. I had this RV that didn't fit in my driveway, and it was sitting in my front yard like a LA hillbilly, and I couldn't even take it. And this RV to me wanted to be like my symbol of freedom. Like I'm going to go once I sell the gym and have that be my time out. Well, then the second guy I was supposed to sell the gym to that didn't work out, that turned out to be a consummate motherfucking piece of shit. You know who you are. Anyways.
Well then.
Yes. I trained him to manage the gym, and then I went on my first trip in August of last year. And it was the first time I actually got a moment away from my life since my husband died in a year and a half. And it was like, I had no idea who I was. I had no idea what I wanted. I just had all these questions. And all I did on that trip pretty much was just think and cry and think and cry. And I did go on the apps on one of those trips. And to date, that was the best sex in my life.
Yeah, that was the horseman.
Yeah.
That you found on
cowboy,
a horse. Cowboy,
yeah.
Yep.
Definitely not the best sex in my life now, which we've discussed. But so this trip, the first couple of days in, I wanted to leave. like, so I went Nevada. I did the one national park in Nevada. And then I did Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and back. So I did this big loop. And when I was in Nevada, the first place I went was the Great Basin National Park. The town has a population of like 20 on the census. My RV park was like just a dump site, basically with hookups in the back of a gas station that had no attendants. There was one restaurant in the whole thing. There's no stores, no nothing. And I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, last time I needed these trips to clear my mind and discover who I am. I know who I am and I like who I am. And I'm just like kind of losing momentum in my life, like by leaving and just doing this trip and being isolated. And I had a hard time the first couple of days. And then it wasn't until really my second trip, my second destination. I went to like 8 different places, I think, in Utah. And I did the sunrise hike in the morning and I was like, I see it now. Like, it just reminded me, like, bitch, you're here to take a moment to pause because you are doing so much, because you're always busy. Like, this is your moment to just reflect on who you are now. And like, let's discover what Ashley wants next. And let's take a moment and enjoy a bit of respite in your life as opposed to just always like bang, bang, boom, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so then I was like in it. And this trip, I also had several little trips within my trip. I did a bunch of mushrooms.
Yeah, you're like a psychedelic fiend.
I love it. I love it.
You're on a whole nother level. I can't even compete with you.
I'm not afraid of them at all.
They've listened to this pod. They would think Devin is the ruthless one over there, but in fact, it is not me.
It is always me.
It is you. It has always been you.
It is always me, Obi-Wan. So I did 5 mushroom trips ranging from 3 grams to 7 grams. I did 1 2CB experience, and I didn't really get what I wanted out of that one. I don't think that the compound or whatever I was trying was strong enough. But I do love, if anybody's ever tried Amanita muscaria, that is my favorite mushroom. It's a little bit more emotional, still super visual. She's beautiful. She's my best friend. I love her.
Now, how often were you doing the trips? Like, were you giving yourself days between, or is this consecutive?
I would say, so I did 5. Oh no, I did 4 mushroom trips and then the 1 2CB. So it was about 1 a week.
That's fair. So it wasn't stacked on it. Give yourself some like
Little
your
break.
body to break from the one, so you can feel the full thing.
By the end, a little bit, the trip itself only lasted like 2 hours because when you're doing it quite often, you have the metabolites to break it down more readily available in your system, so it's not going to last as long. But so the one day, so Sammy, my pit bull, got hurt. He fell out of bed. The bed that I have is like hip height, which I'm short, but that's still tall. And he was like stretching or something, and he fell out of the bed. He didn't cry, but it was like a hard fall. And then that morning we went on a 3-mile walk, and he was fine, like doing it, blah, blah, blah. 2 miles in, he starts like really unweighting his paw. And I was like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden I look back again, and he's hobbling on 3 legs. And I'm like, shit. I still had like 1.5 miles left to go. I tried to carry him, and he wasn't really being compliant. And then this fucking dog runs up on us. And I'm like, shit. Because my one dog, Nova, is not dog friendly. She's on the leash. Sammy, little IHOP over there, he was on 3 legs. And I was like, if this dog starts attacking Sammy, I have to let the other one go. And they're going to fight it out or whatever. But luckily, it was friendly. And I was like, oh, okay. People, help. Help. And I'm like trying to find where the people are. And they came over. And I was like, can you take me to my car? My dog is hurt. So they did. I was like, I'll leave the dogs, whatever. But they took me and the dogs to my truck. Went back to my RV. I'm a doggy PT, so I was able to.
Did someone pick up Sammy?
I did.
Oh, you finally just held, knowing that you didn't have to hold Nova.
Yeah, it was all good. And then so I assessed him. It was his elbow that was hurt, and I just gave him some pain medication. And I decided I was going to stay in with the dogs that day instead of going out and doing the hikes I had planned. So I ended up doing mushrooms that day, and I had a really cool experience. And I'm like, that everything happens for a reason that I don't believe in.
But you did in that moment.
In that moment, I was like,
starting
I'm
to be a
glad
believer.
It unfolded this way.
Because everything happens for a reason.
No, it fucking doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it
Danielle agreed with me.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. She agreed with
It's just a soliloquy people like telling themselves. Just like, sorry.
me. So what was that? What was that in that moment then?
Okay.
What was the
so
word that you choice of phrase you want to use instead of it? It's not that.
I feel like I enjoyed the way the day unfolded.
That is the most like proper way to try not to say everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
As your legs are folded and your hands are proper.
I enjoyed
Jesus
the day.
Christ. We'll just say it was just a reason for you to find validation to not use that phrase.
I did the mushrooms.
We can run with that.
And then
We'll blame the mushrooms for the impairedness.
So I did the mushrooms, chilled with the dogs, had a good time, and then it started raining. And now where we were at in Mesa Verde has been in a drought. It is significantly dry and it hasn't rained in a long time. I went for a walk and I saw the rain clouds rolling in and I was really excited. I went back to my RV and then it started actually raining and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I want to go be in the rain. Like, I don't remember when the last time I was in the rain. I go out and I find a picnic table with a tin roof on it and I stood under it and it was just like raining.
I think that was on your
thundered.
story.
Yeah. And I just had this like
And you were
magical, this magical moment because the day before I was
magic moment.
I was connecting with the land of the people that lived there 800 years ago and how important the rain was to them. And like, that's like, I see why they did rain dances and I see why they would get so excited and do chants and songs about it because that is what's sustaining their life. And like, obviously a lot of it was the mushrooms that I was taking, but I just felt this.
Did you step in it with your feet?
No.
You didn't become the people?
No.
I would have fucking barefoot. I would have went out there and I would have really felt what they were trying to tell me to feel.
So I just had this magical connection of a moment where I felt like I understood not what it was like to live 800 years ago, but just the importance of the natural elements and how living off of the land, something like the rain is just that powerful to you and just things we don't think about anymore in modern society. So again, it just like gave me a minute to slow down.
Plus the mushrooms.
Think of a lot of things. And then what else was cool on my trip? At the Great Sand Dunes, I sandboarded them. That was pretty awesome.
But isn't that how you met that guy?
Not from sandboarding, just at the same place. And I definitely am down. I'm like excited to snowboard now because I was pretty fucking good at sandboarding.
Now, in that whole trip, in the month, how many times did you really feel like you faced the adversity of Steven? Being present or having to have a situation that arose that made you cry. I mean, obviously, when you cry, it's usually centered around Steven. I mean, I don't really see you crying for any other reason.
There were several. There was one really kind of poetic moment I had in Bryce Canyon on a sunrise hike. So I got into the canyon at like 6:05 a.m. and the sun was rising at like 6:17. So the sky was just painted in a rainbow and it was just so beautiful. And I'm all alone and I'm hiking and I just had this realization that actually like sounds so weird and wrong when I say it, but it's so true. It's like for the first time since he died, I actually felt thankful that he died.
In what way?
I felt thankful that he died because I get this new life now. And like I feel this gratitude for him because of the life I get to live now. And it's weird because it's kind of oxymoronic, right? Like you should never be happy that your person died. I'm not happy that my husband died. I'm grateful that I get to have this life now because I would have never had this life hadn't he died. And it's like this weird appreciation for his death because I fucking love my life. Like I am doing shit I only like that people dream of doing. I'm getting to travel the world, travel the country, take time off and enjoy the views that this beautiful world has to offer while I have a body that's physically able to get the fullest out of it. A lot of people wait until they're retired and they barely even get to scratch the surface of some of the things that I'm doing. And it was just really heavy in a way because I've always felt sad, pretty much no matter what the context is that I'm thinking about his death and his life. And this was the first moment that I actually felt joyful out of it. And I feel like it was a meaningful progression in my grief process for me to deal with that.
Now, do you feel like the moments happen because of something you're doing or a situation, or is it just
It was just like an overwhelming sense of gratitude for what I was in that moment, looking at this beautiful fucking sky, being in these beautiful fucking structures of Bryce Canyon. I'm inside of this valley, and it's just like in awe. Like when you're in awe of something, it actually changes the brain chemistry of what's going on up there. And I was just in awe and wonderment for hours and hours, and it was just giving me this deep sense of appreciation for my life.
Now, do you feel like doing a trip like that where you have this time alone, how do you bring parts of what you learned in the solitude of that into your everyday life now, where you're not just going, oh, okay, that was a fun moment that I could take my time to be isolated like I need to? How do you now incorporate more of that in a positive way than what you've been doing prior to going to it?
I would say so. There's one more big Stephen moment that I'll get back to, but I'll answer this question first. I would say that like forced hiking, like I'm forcing myself to do it with for many hours. Like each no hike that I did was less than 3.5 hours, like 3 to 6 hours just of hiking, barely to no cell phone service. I got a lot of hours to solidify some of the narratives that are going on in my mind about how I want to implement them in my life. But also, I would say those thoughts and feelings kind of translate into things that I'm doing differently. Like, for example, I made two realizations while I was on this trip. One was that I needed to change my gym. I've been training at Fit Club since I moved here. That's how we met. I think Fit Club is a fantastic gym. I chose like the area of where I was moving in Vegas to be close to that gym. I bought a year right when I got here, but this is the bodybuilding capital of the world. And to be in a gym where, especially like this is show season, what, like June to October
I
ish.
feel like they're just doing it all year.
But to me, I notice a difference with show season, just like all the people that I know and interact with, and they're all competing and dieting, and just they have like 21 TV screens throughout Fit Club, and it's just on a loop playing fucking bodybuilding stuff. And I just didn't realize how much that was really getting to me in the back of my brain all the time, just kind of making me jaded, making me not want to like Vegas, making me unhappy being in that environment. I don't dislike people who choose to do the sport of bodybuilding, but I get to choose how much I'm surrounding myself with that environment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go do it. I don't want to have a negative opinion of you because this is a sport that you choose to do. If you ask me my opinion, I have one, but I can still have friends. I still enjoy my friends who are bodybuilders and who choose that lifestyle. Male, like bodybuilding to the level that Steven did is on a different level than like my female bikini friends. You know what I mean? But like, I just knew I needed a level of separation from that environment because it was really getting to me. And then the other realization that I had that I've now implemented is I don't really give a fuck about social media anymore. I just had this like click, snap, change. And it's like I pre-scheduled all my posts once a day for like my entire trip before I left. And I'm like, why? I don't know. It just, something in me right now is feeling like I don't need that to that level in my life. Like, I still like posting stories and interacting with people in my DMs and stuff. And obviously we have a podcast and I got to keep up with that. But just personally, like, I don't feel the need to post every day right now. And I want to be a little bit more connected to my now instead of.
Wait, so does that mean not like you're not going to have like a bunch of stories anymore?
No, I'm still posting my stories.
No.
Don't you
it's
get
just the
there.
feed. It's the expectation. I mean, not putting an expectation on you. But your page has never been that way. You know, I mean, I don't think you've ever really you obviously use the gym page as more of a direct schedule and all these other things because it's making you money. I've never seen your page make you money other than those little codes here and there. But that's just you authentically throwing it out there. And if someone buys, they buy. So I think that was just, I think it was a good thing for you to try because you never really did it. And I think until you actually are making money, if that was ever a thing, that's where I feel like the need to post on your feed consistently isn't necessary because it's not bringing that value back to your story. Just continues to show your day-to-days. But yeah, I never felt like your page was, you know, there with the purpose of like having to schedule it out. But you are also organized and you have that sort of obsession. So to me, I would still look at it the same way, like you do everything else, being ahead of the, ahead of the schedule and just having the because it is still nice. Like, even if you posted every 3 days or whatever, like, it's still nice if you just scheduled every 3 days and you didn't even have to do that.
Yeah.
So I think the scheduling's still good. Just how you could do every 3 days and know, shit, I'm good for the whole month.
Yeah, I don't.
If you wanted to, you wanted to be like that, where you were only doing every 3 days,
it's more the feeling attached to like
a responsibility.
more the validation of needing to post. Like, are people going to forget about me? Like, you need to know I'm still here. Like, here I am. As opposed to like, I don't give a shit now. It just, something switched in my brain. And I've never really felt this way about social media because I feel like personally, I've always kind of strived. I want not to be an influencer, but I would like to have influence because I feel like the things that I do are usually for altruistic reasons. And I feel like my intentions are pure, and sometimes I feel like for the amount of effort I put in, it's not reciprocated in what comes back. But now I'm just like, why? I definitely like posting my stories. I definitely like contributing and posting to the podcast. And then I'm only gonna post on my feed when I feel inspired to, as opposed to making it a point to do it. Or like, oh, I need to come up with a reel, or
Yeah, if mine was more leisurely, I wouldn't be scheduling stuff in either. If that ever changed and some opportunity came and you were making a lot of money to do that, you're obviously going to think differently.
Yeah.
But right now you don't need it, which a lot of people do need their social media to make them money. So they are brainstorming, coming up with ideas to make money. You've been in a good position where that's not reflective on, you could delete your Instagram tomorrow and it wouldn't change your income.
Right.
Most people can't say that.
Right. And I also feel like there's a liberating emotional sense to me to like remove tying my identity and validation with my posting and likes and comments on Instagram. I think it's a good move of separation that I need to incorporate in my life.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because me, when I post, I don't think any of the things that you said.
Yeah.
Because it's a business
For
mindset.
work.
Yeah,
Right.
it is. So, but I also have never really done Like, I don't have a personal page because I don't care to post for my leisure.
Right.
I have no desire to just go, here's a picture of me, just selfie.
Whereas I'm like 86 selfies today.
So that same thing, and the opposite flipped around. I have zero desire. So why would I make a page that's not serving me to make me money?
Right.
Versus the other way around. Why am I putting so much effort into something that I'm doing for free?
Yeah.
And if in the kindness of your heart you want to share something and there's no code related, or you just say, hey, I'm just sharing it because I want to, it's coming from the bottom of your heart. And obviously that's probably a lot of the things you would do.
Yeah.
Whenever you felt like it. There's no expectation. There's nothing. It's I'll post when I want.
Yeah. So those are two big changes. And I kind of feel like some of the things I learned while I was going through this little journey, that is like how they have formulated in carrying forward in my daily life, because you asked that question. And then there was one more thing that I had on that topic, and it just went, goodbye. You don't need to say this. I don't know. Okay.
Well, there was two things you learned from the trip. So was there anything outside of those two things, the social media and the gym thing?
No, there was one more thing I was going to say. Oh, about moving away from Vegas. Okay. So this is something on my last mushroom trip that I had the realization of. I was thinking about how I have this itch to leave Vegas. And I just started calling Vegas my rebound boyfriend, because like, it's cool, it's fun, it's exciting, but it ain't your forever, right? Which I still feel like Vegas is not my forever. But this itching urge of like, all right, as soon as I sell the gym or as soon as my lease is up, like if I want to go, I want to go. I want to be able to do that. It's because I don't feel settled no matter where I'm at right now at this point in time in my life. Because even if I'm taking a vacation, whatever, I'm in my RV, I'm going this way or the other way, I still own this business that's 24 hours that still needs my attention. So it's like, I literally, the only time I didn't do anything for the business at all was on Steven's 1-year death anniversary. I went to Mexico for like 4 days and I gave my phone, the gym phone, to someone else. And I was like, unless the shit is flooded or on fire, don't call me. And that's been the only time I've ever not thought about the business. So to me, it's like a sleeping baby that's in the next room that could wake up at any time, no matter what I'm doing. And it's almost like a little bit more anxiety fueled, where if I am on a trip or something else and there isn't a physical emergency, I'm not as close to get back. So I've realized that I can't make a proclamation on whether or not I truly like Vegas enough to stay here for a bit longer to live until I actually just get to live here without having the stress of having this business that I don't want.
Correct. And
So-
that's for anywhere.
Yes. So it's like, okay, I'm going to Salt Lake City in 2 weeks just to check it out because I've never been there. But like, I'm still not fully present in this vacation because I'm still working. It's just like, I still just have this feeling, and it's like, oh, what was me? You get to work from wherever you want. It's just, I don't feel like I can fully give my attestation of whether or not this is for
Home
me
or not, yeah.
until I know what it feels like to have it without the gym.
Yeah, because you're going to go somewhere new and love the newness of it. And then when you've been there for a month or two, question the same thing somewhere else.
Like, oh, I want to do something. It's because I have this deep yearning inside of me to be a little bit more present in my environment and just be able to relax. It's because I don't feel like I can fully relax because that thing is always, it's always percolating. It's always, when you own a business, it's always like this, especially a customer service facing business. I do want to touch on something that is like a viral trend that almost makes me mad because I'm just going to say it. When you own a business, you learn who your friends are. That's the viral trend. It's like talking about that. And I just want to say, all you motherfuckers that have asked me for a discount, a free day pass, skirting the rules, doing anything like that, go fuck yourself. Because it's you motherfuckers that are now starting businesses that are like, oh yeah, it's really hard. Why do people always want this? That, and that? What happened when you were asking me for it? That's all I got to say.
That's usually how it goes, though.
Yeah, but when I have a friend who owns a business, I don't ask for a discount. I want to pay full price, and if they offer me one, I usually try to fight them on it because I know what it's like to be a
Because you
small
understand
business
it, though.
owner, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's always that way, right? You don't understand things when you're not in positions to have to understand it. But then when it's flipped around and you're the business owner, then you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Everyone wants free things. I mean, it's no different than even for me when I got into fitness. The first thing all my friends wanted was meal plans for free.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you're excited, you're starting something new, like, you know, so you do for some of the people, I'm sure you have in the beginning. And I realized over time, anything free is not going to be given at its highest priority list when they're receiving it. So you fuck off. You know, mine was always, I'll give you a diet, you pay for it. And if you follow through, I'll give you your money back. Like, because you are my friend, I want you to help, but I want you to take my time serious too.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. They
Yeah.
understand now because now people are asking them the same way they were asking you.
Or even like having an online business versus having a brick and mortar where like your overhead and your expenses are a lot different.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that the gym pass membership, how much are you actually making off that and how much is going towards the rent
Right.
to keep it open? So it's definitely a different mindset.
So my last reflection, you asked about Steven. Like, I cry about Steven all the time still. But I would say for the most part, like at this point in my grief, like say it's a song, say it's a little memory or something that comes up, right? Like even my phone will make random videos like, oh, you and Steven in 2018, you know? But it's usually like I cry. All right, I'm moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a year ago, 2 years ago, you know, it's like I'm
The rest of the whole
constantly
day.
crying. Yeah. Or it ruins my whole day. I had a moment when I was driving home where I cried for 4.5 hours fucking straight.
Sounds exhausting.
I was so exhausted. So the end of my trip, I went to Scottsdale, Arizona to visit my old roommate, Alyssa. I met her when I was moving from Ohio to Arizona. She was one of the Airbnbs that I booked because it was a dog-friendly Airbnb. It was the last stop we stayed at before I went to the city where I had my first job, which was Bullhead City. So I stayed with her in Scottsdale in that same house that she lived in. And during that time when I lived with her, I met Steven. So she got to see Steven and my relationship like completely unfold. And none of that bothered me when I was there with her. But when I was driving home, I was leaving Scottsdale. I just had this moment. It was when I saw a road sign that said Bullhead City, 156 miles or whatever it was. And I realized that was where I had my first PT job. And then Vegas is where I met Steven. And then Scottsdale, where I was with my friend, was where I like built my relationship with Steven. And it was just weird, like time loop where it was like I was driving through my past,
Without actually being in it.
but into my present, and I still don't know what the fuck my future is. And it's like 2 years and 2 months later, I still really don't know. Like before, I had a solid plan for my life. Like, this is my life. Like, this is my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan. Like, right now, like, my goal is to try to sell the gym, and I'm starting to write this book. But like, ultimately, like, I still don't know like what I really want for myself. You know?
I guess I would ask you in that because I've always lived more present and never thought too far into the future. Like, are you ever going to have that perfect picture of what it is? Because so many things can alter. So even if you planned out 5 years, what if something changes? Is it just for the mindset that it gives you some sort of clarity? Because even the 2 things you're doing now, like most would say that's 2 things to really focus in on, that could be your immediate future right now, because those 2 things are big 2 things. You know, the book and obviously the closure of the gym. That how many more things does Ashley need to stack on that to feel validated in her life goals? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
I think that's an appropriate question, and I love it because for me, the answer is it's never enough.
Yeah.
Like, I love getting the most out of life.
Okay, so real quick before you answer that, it's never enough, which is good, but how do you make it healthy where you accomplish them and can just say, okay, I'm going to focus on these 2, and once I finish one and I only have one left, then start thinking about the other instead of stacking all these things to validate it before you even start?
I don't think it's validation. I think it's just goal setting, that I'm just such a goal oriented person. If I don't have that short term, medium, long term, long goal, I just feel like, what am I doing?
So how many more do we have to stack on 2 that are so heavy now that you're focused in on a lot?
Speaking of, Devin, let me pull out my phone here. Last night, I made some goals.
Did you?
In the next 12 months, I would like to travel to at least 4 countries,
Okay.
play tennis. I've never played tennis.
What about pickleball?
Sure.
Okay.
Both. You want to go to that pickleball place?
I do.
Okay, we'll do that. Chicken and pickle, right?
We start there because I feel like pickleball is a little bit easier than tennis.
Okay, we could. That could be the intro.
Yeah, you got to learn how to use the fucking racket.
I want to try snowboarding.
Okay. That's coming around the corner.
I want to go 48 to 72 hours without my phone at all.
Just one time.
Like often at home.
Did you put how many times?
Just once.
Just one time throughout the next 12 months.
Yeah.
That's easy. Okay.
Do at least 3 things that scare me, which is going to be hard because not a lot of things
Okay, so
scare
these
me.
are just small accomplishments within the 2 big goals that you have, which
Yeah.
is the book selling and the gym selling.
Continue to explore psychedelics and do a primitive
Did you
camping
put this on your story?
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, you put it on your story.
But I'm reading it for the audience.
Well, I feel like everyone that watches our podcast, they watch your stories. Okay, I'm going to
Maybe.
assume. But if not, then yes.
But I feel like I always need something to be pushing towards. So for me, selling the business is like, that has been my goal for the past 2 years, and I haven't been successful with it. Writing the book is something I started in 2020, and now I'm actually like pushing towards it at a accelerated rate since I have this publishing agency, literary agency that I'm working with. But it's just like, I guess it's because I'm a physical therapist, right? Getting my doctorate took me 9 years. I decided I wanted to do that when I was 16. I graduated when I was 26. And it just is like, that was my identity. Like that, I was always going to be a physical therapist. Like, this is my career. And now, like, I don't feel like I have that career. Like, I want this book to send me to do other things. I want speaking engagements. I want to be on Good Morning America. I want to do TED Talks, all of that. But like, just the clarity of the picture of who I am still is not there. And driving through all of what my past was just like hit me in this fucking hard way that I've never been hit before. And it made me feel something completely different about my grief that I've never experienced. And it again was positive, just like feeling joy that Steven died because I get this life. I feel like grief is like pouring hot boiling water on you. And when it first happens, you can't, it's so fucking painful and it's burning you and it's scarring you and it's insufferable and all you want it to do is stop. And even when the water stops coming, you're still burned and you're still hurt. And then over time, you get used to that hot water very, very slowly. Your skin adapts, you adapt. And finally, you get to that point where you can take that hot water and you know it's going to, when it pours on you, mold you like plastic. And you can use that moment to change and morph and shape into a different version of you. And through that experience of like having that recollection, I was like, I really like my grief now because I can use it as a tool to change my mindset and change my life in these positive ways because I'm moldable and I'm pliable and I have all of this elasticity to become a different version of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it hurt and I like cried for 4.5 hours straight and it was like so emotionally exhausting, like at the end of it, like I was like, again, so thankful that I get to have this experience. I get to get pushed this hard emotionally, and I get to fucking sit with it and be a better person because
Yeah,
of
but
it.
you also choose to, because I think there's a lot of people that have dealt with the same situation of being a widow, whatever that was, and they obviously become nothing. It like consumes them so much where you just never see them again. They could become drug addicts. I mean, all sorts of things, right? So I think you made it a choice to want a better life for yourself too, and that's half the battle, right? Because there's people that don't have their parents in their life and they don't form anything. It's a choice for us to look at the circumstances we're down and say we want to be redefined by it, and I think that's obviously what you're doing,
For sure.
and is leaning into it even more. So and finding yourself, right? I think your opinions about things change constantly, but that's because you're constantly on alert, wanting to find new answers or new results or challenge yourself. Because even those two things you mentioned, the switching the gym and the other one, what was the other one?
The book.
And the book. The book and
Selling the gym.
Selling the gym, sorry. Those are two accomplishments, right? And those are big milestones in like getting to the next phase in your life. But all those other things you mentioned, those are things that just make you happy, that are goal setting. Like if I accomplish these, it's just going to make me happy. So these are, to me, are bigger things than this, right?
For sure.
So when you're jumbling them together and you're saying, you like to have this list, where do you pick and choose the milestones that are really big, and how much of those can you take on? And then having these as well, because you said you like to have a lot to strive for.
Well, I think the big things come at a slower evolution. And I think the small things are things you have to continuously push for.
Now, do you feel like if you had enough big things, maybe you wouldn't feel like you needed this, but
No.
because you still want this too?
So
that's a part of it then.
I love character development.
Yeah.
know?
But these are within the month, right? So
A year.
okay, within the year. So they're all See, to me, I think a goal ahead of a year is more realistic, especially in the life you're living right now. Because in 5 years, your mind fucing goes all over the place.
Oh yeah,
In 5 years,
who the fuck
Yeah.
knows?
you might
I could be living in Egypt giving camel rides.
Yeah, who knows?
No, it's a possibility. I heard Egypt is pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think the year goal setting like that is like something that I think's more realistic for you, with how much you change your mindset, and then it keeps everything really relevant in your life too, because it's only within that year.
Yeah, I think so. That was like the second part I wanted to talk about, is just like goal setting. I think it's really important to critically analyze yourself. A lot of people, do this train of like, this is what I want to be, and you're doing your thing, like you're doing your OnlyFans, and it's easy just to get complacent in what you're doing. And I think physical goals are one thing, like, oh, I want to do a marathon, or I want to do this bodybuilding show, and it's like that can really take a lot of time, dedication, and energy. But I also think mini challenges for yourself, like, I want to try something I've never done before, I want to go do this thing that I've been wanting to do, and it's like, well, the reason why you've been wanting to do it and it's still sitting there is because you haven't really given it the dedication time to do it. Like, I'm going to put a timeline on this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will do all of those 12 things, or those things, in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
And it's because I've just set it out into the universe and I put a timeline on it. Whether you need to write it on a sheet of paper and put it on your mirror, on your refrigerator, like, make those goals and make them ever present in your life, because otherwise time just keeps going.
Yeah.
Whether you take advantage of it or not, that trip won't be there, in so many years, or you might not physically be able to, or, it's just, yeah, I'm nervous to go skydiving, but I've always wanted to do it. Okay, well, what's really stopping you?
Well, I mean, I guess I would correlate it to the same as like inconsistency in the gym. If you haven't done something for so long and your norm is whatever that is, to give yourself that grace to go do those things it's just hard to do. Like if someone's been out of the gym for 6 months, it doesn't matter how dedicated you were prior to those 6 months. 6 months away from anything is going to be hard for you to get accustomed to the consistency of that. So I would translate the gym mindset of that same thing and how tough that is to get people to be consistent in the gym. It's like consistent to pour back into yourself and do those things, or hold yourself accountable for those types of things. Because that list you had, if we gave it to everyone, how many of them would actually accomplish it? It'd probably be a low percentage.
Yeah.
Even if it was tailored to the exact things they want to do, because life happens financially, maybe they couldn't afford it. If it was something of that nature, I mean, there's so many, lists of things that we can go down as why people don't do what they want. But I think it's just the idea of thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
I don't even think we get there. People are so fixated on the routine that those even thoughts that you had that were so simple, really so simple. You could do all those things and it probably not cost you much,
Right.
to do those.
Well, besides traveling to 4 countries, that one.
Yeah, okay.
That one's expensive.
Well, you could, yeah, that's fair. But for the most part, okay, take out the ones that are expensive. Still, I don't think people would cross off many on that list because they're so fixated on that time warp of just going like this over and over.
Or they might not have someone to do it with.
That's a big thing for me.
Last night, I went to Bruno Mars alone.
Yeah, I commend you on that. But there's so many people that would not take an opportunity like that because they don't. I'm one of them, But I guess it's the mindset, because I respect you for that, because I would never be able to do that. Even if I did, I know I wouldn't enjoy it because my personality doesn't present a fun time for me there. I'm not a
because you're a Gemini.
Oh, I guess so. Like if I went there and I didn't know the person next to me, I'm not going to socialize with you. I have nothing against you. I don't hate you. I just have no interest.
Yeah, you're not like a social butterfly
not
like that.
No, I'd rather go with a person of significance to me that I know I'm going to have a good time with. So also finding that also makes the statistic of what we're talking about even harder. And I'm sure there's a lot of people like myself that won't travel or do the fun things that you did, even camping. There's a vast majority, including me, that I would not do that, but I would do it with someone.
Why do you feel like so like the concert I could see for you because you don't like that kind of stimulating environment and like talking to strangers or whatever, but like taking a trip by yourself, like why wouldn't that be something you would want to do?
It is a question that I wouldn't have a for sure answer until I did it, because right now I just say I don't like it because I don't like it. But I also do spend a lot of time here. So what is the difference between a lot of time here and a lot of time there other than comfort?
Right.
Of like knowing where my things are. I'm not in a natural habitat where it's just not conventional. Obviously I don't have a camper, but let's say you gave me your camper and I went and did it for myself. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea because I have sat with myself so much. So, because I've thought about it, there's been times where I'm like, dude, what if I got this dope ass camper and I just fucking traveled and just, but it would have to be like some dope ass.
Do you like hiking?
I think that if I was, I can't say, I used to be a cross country runner.
Yeah.
So, we used to run all up in the mountains. We went to Mammoth for a whole week and we would do summit training because of the altitude being so high. And at that age, it's cool to run. Obviously I wouldn't be running the same way now, but it was cool to like be running in an atmosphere that was different than just the street. So, who knows?
I could see you doing like going to Florida, like beach vacation or something.
But I don't like the beach. Like to lay there and just get baked on, I would take the hike over the bake because I'm actively doing something.
I thought you like to get baked though.
That kind of bake's different. So if I had to pick between hiking to get a tan or laying there, I would pick the hike. I like to be interactive with. I wouldn't be opposed to the hiking, but that's not my forte either. So going with someone would also bring more comfort in the activities I'm doing for the first time, not alone and with someone else.
I think I maybe would have felt the same way prior to Stephen dying. Like I would just rather go with someone.
Yeah.
But now I'm in an era of my life where I don't have that luxury, right? So it's just like I still want to do these things badly. So fuck it. I'm just going to do it.
And that's the other thing too, is how bad
Yeah.
do you want to do the things that we're talking about? And to me, I don't want to do them that bad, because if I did, I would take that next initiative and say, fuck it, I'm doing it myself because I'm having this urge to do it.
You've gone bowling by yourself?
I have.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but that's by pace too. I'm used to having someone else pace me.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed to it, but I don't have the urge to want to go that much that I would go by myself. And if I did, I've done it once. I know what it feels like. It doesn't bother me. But I think that one's different because when I go bowling with friends, like if we went, I'm not focused on necessarily like you or what you do. I'm focused on me when I'm bowling, so I can compartmentalize that. And I do get serious about it. So even if I'm there with friends, I'm not there 100% present where it's just to be funny. Like when it's my time, it's fucking my time, you know?
I don't know if we've discussed this, but Devin takes bowling very seriously. He's got many balls. Yeah,
Many balls.
He's got all the balls.
I got two
He's got
personal and two.
custom balls.
Oh, they're colorful. But it is, you know, like that's my nerd out side is the little bowling bag and the whole nine.
So I often have friends that tell me like, oh my God, like you're always doing, like you've done so much, like you're always doing so much. And to me, I just feel like it's normal. I know I do a lot more than the average person and do have that high achievement. I mean, the anagram test that Danielle was talking about, which I don't think you took. You did?
Yeah.
What are you?
9.
The achiever? That's what I am. No? No.
I forgot what it was. I don't have my phone on me.
Oh.
Maybe it was that. I don't know. I forgot now.
Okay, well, I'm the achiever.
What's 8?
I don't know them all. Do you need me to look them up?
Look it up. I don't know what 8 is.
And
I don't have my phone, so I can't tell you exactly. But mine was like strong in 1. She said I was the same as like Andy. I don't know what Andy was, but
Okay.
what's 8?
8 is the protector.
I think.
Oh no, 9 is the accommodator. I'm 3, achiever.
Oh, yeah, I was like, I didn't. Okay, what's 8?
The protector.
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 8. I knew it was 8 or 9.
Okay.
And then I remember you were down at the low, so I was a little confused when you said that that's what yours
Sorry.
was. We were all kind of different because I know Danielle was the caregiver, which makes sense.
Yeah. There was a point I was making about the anagram test. Oh, because I'm the achiever.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like it's important for others to just find something that like I think it's important to always find like a little bit of what's next.
Well, a lot of the things too that you do, you obviously have the blessing of not having to worry about your finances because a lot of the things you do are expensive.
Yeah.
You like expensive things.
I have expensive
You know, like that
taste.
Bruno Mars and that hotel was not cheap.
The hotel was cheap and I got my resort fees comped.
Okay, but
The hotel was
you did. You also
$56.
did that, and then you did the.
No, the Bruno Mars was expensive.
You did
That's
the
why
brunch.
no one would go.
You did the brunch, and then you did the other thing. You did like 3 different concerts. Like that would be someone's whole year, and you did it in a weekend. So you do things that most people would financially not be able to accomplish. But regardless of that, it's just about going and doing them. But I also have said to you, do you do all these things because of the wanting to fill that void of not sitting at home more? Because like I said, since I've met you, I mean, you've done so many fucking things. I didn't even know half the things existed that you do.
I also think I like being entertained. Like I'm not.
Are you not entertained?
I am not entertained.
Clearly not by the physical man presence because those penises are whack.
Whack deckles.
I'm really gonna wet your whistle on this one. Oh, that's not what it was. What'd they say? Buckle up, Buttercup.
Buckle up, Buttercup. You're in for a ride.
Anyways,
I am a social. I thrive in a social environment.
you do. You 100% do.
Like,
And that's where we're completely opposite.
yeah, and a lot of people like my social battery barely needs recharging. You know, like once every couple weeks or something like that. Whereas if someone had a night out like I had, Bruno Mars this Saturday, other, they'd be like, I want to sit at home and do nothing today.
And see, I could do all those things back to back to back. I just don't need to do them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be. I can ride the wave and just continue to be in my own.
You're like
little-
adaptable in that sense.
Yes. So I can do those things over and over. But
I just feel like life is exciting, and
yeah, I mean, you'd be the perfect partner if someone like actually like got to that phase with you. You'd be doing a lot of fun shit, you know,
I know.
because you do a lot of fun stuff. So it's also a matter of do those people. I guess I know this may be off topic, but let's say for instance you like to do all these things and you meet someone, but they financially can't even afford to do those things. Now, you would pay for it?
I wouldn't if I was like seriously wanting to date them.
No, what if it was you love their company and yeah, you had some sort of feeling towards them, but we know you're not trying to date someone physically, so would you want to do those?
I am, Devin. We went over this.
I've just lost so many thoughts towards that.
I would like.
You don't want a boyfriend though.
Yeah,
No, you
I
don't.
do.
A boyfriend that you can also go fuck other guys too.
I want to be in an open
Okay,
relationship.
let's make that very clear because that's completely different. Because you saying you want a boyfriend, he has to also be okay with the idea of you doing that to the
Yes.
tip of some other cock. And if they're not okay with that, like for me, like if we were in this dynamic right now and you said that to me, I would say go fuck off.
The guy I'm talking to right now is completely okay with ethical
So
non-monogamy.
you need to find more of those, is what I'm saying.
Well, I would like kind of like a dude I'm dating and then still fuck around with other dudes.
Okay, I forgot what I was even asking you.
Me too.
Did you see what you did?
See what you did.
Fuck.
Devin.
Shit.
Shit.
Remember, why was I talking about the boyfriends?
Oh, because I would be fun to date because I like to do things. And if they
I
didn't
already
have
know.
money.
Okay, so if you met a guy, okay, whatever, dating or not, you're taking it serious.
Okay,
or
let's
not.
say this guy I'm talking to right now.
Okay.
Let's say we wanted to do fun things and he couldn't afford it.
Yes.
I would probably
That's not a good response.
not want to
It's
date
not.
him seriously.
No, that would see. That goes back to my McDonald's statement.
But also, I feel like I need someone to match me and where I'm at in
But
my.
but so he already loses because he can't afford to do the fun things. Would you change it?
I would just pick someone else to do the fun things with.
No, but if you were dating this guy and you wanted to go do those fun things, but financially he couldn't, would you regress your whole interest in him because he couldn't
No,
do that? Would you just do something else?
I would probably pay for some things, but like there's a limit and it depends.
I mean, because you do a lot of rich things
yeah,
consecutively.
yeah.
And like, not everyone has an interest in that. Like, even for me, like, if I wouldn't want to do all those things with you.
But I would also say, like, you don't have to.
No, I know. I'm just saying. But like, obviously, someone that's interested. What I'm saying is, though, if his car don't max out far enough, he ain't gonna get that
Well,
far.
I feel like someone who'd be seriously interested in me and sees my lifestyle and how full and busy it is, they would have to
But
assume.
it's not full and busy. It's full of expense.
It's not that expensive.
You've been doing some rich
I do
things.
a lot of shit.
Like to pick up and just go fucking backpacking for a month with just no means for fucking anyone else. That's a rarity. Most people can't do that
I
ever.
still own a business that makes me
Yeah,
money.
yeah, I know, but you just said it. It makes you money. You're not doing it. You're not physically having to be there. Unfortunately, with your criterias of 200.
I'm not saying like, oh, someone I date has to have that flexibility in their life to be able to pick
I'm
up
not
and
saying
leave.
either. I'm just saying you
No.
do a lot of extra things that most people couldn't even
I would
physically
like
do on
for
their
a
own.
man that I was interested in to have enough income where he had some disposable income to then do activities with me to the level of which I do them at, not required, but to some degree, yes.
Fair enough. So we got to add that on the requirement list. Like they need to know that because I think that's important too.
Well,
Most of these people couldn't be able to amount to your financial life.
we'll see if the boy that is coming to visit me this weekend makes the cut after this weekend.
We'll see. Or maybe you just don't do those things as much because you have your person and it's a different direction in your mind.
I guess only time
Because
will
you're
tell.
single, like all the things you're doing is because you want to do them.
Yeah.
There's not someone else implying like if you were with Steven, would you be doing all those things consistently? Probably not.
Nah, we did a lot.
Okay, but not as much as you've been doing now. Steven would be like, dude, I have sleep apnea. I can't even fucking make it to the next place.
He didn't mind. If I made the plans to do it, he was down to do whatever.
Yeah, but you guys were building a life. Your money was his money was
Yeah.
yours. Like it wasn't separate. And so we're talking about dating where it kind of takes a little bit different. And when you guys met back then, you guys were probably both on the starting off
But
phase.
I also don't think like my next future potential partner will be like, I'm not looking to cohabitate with someone. I don't want like
physical.
Yeah, so it's like
Just physically fuck me, and
no,
that's all I care
do
about.
want to know.
Put it in my pussy, let it do its thing, let it simmer in there for a second, and then just leave with grace. And when I text you for some more, you come back for some more. And every occasional time, we'll get a little bit of our emotional feelings to each other, but only when I'm ready.
I want more than that.
And then after that, if you don't know how to keep that line there, you're out. That's what I've been getting from you.
Sure.
And then every once in a while, you're like, okay, I want to have
I want
to have like a part-time boyfriend, like
I
just
want
like a
to emotionally
25%.
date. I've been saying that.
Emotionally date
Yeah.
with his penis.
And his emotions. It's a great mixture.
Yeah, I know, but it has to be open. You have to
Yes.
clarify that because it's a big thing.
I
would have been in a relationship by now if I just said I'm just looking for like the perfect one. Like I don't know why I can't find it. Well, also I fuck girls for work, so that's like me not
I'm
expecting that.
honest. And I'm not in a hurry.
I'm just saying that has to be at the forefront.
Yeah.
Which is why you're on that kink.
The guy that I'm talking to now, we mentioned it like a couple days ago. I was just like, "Are you cool with this? Because this is
what I'm throwing
what
down.
I'm
Are
down."
you picking up what I'm throwing down?
Yeah.
I know.
And he doesn't live in the state, so like,
whatever.
The geographical distance will be a governor.
The trade is he can also have carry on with other girls, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not at the point where we've discussed how
You
that
haven't
would
even
look.
found that yet. I mean, there's no one that's even been close to that. So like, we're just trying to find someone.
No
at
one
this
really
point.
likes me yet,
No.
Devin. So like,
No, we're just trying to find. We're just trying to find somebody. We haven't even got
God.
close to scratching
Any
with
willing participants.
Jesus that can keep his dick hard.
Have you heard enough about me where you're
Jeez.
disinterested yet? Jesus.
Because you are definitely a prime candidate for a lot of men.
I'm a catch.
You are. There's a lot of men
But
that
none of-
obviously
but-
are not watching. No, we do actually have more men than females, right?
Yeah, but they're the ones that are into me are the ones I'm usually not into.
But yeah, because I think that realistically, unless they were just strictly to fuck, there's not going to be a lot of dudes that you're into that are going to be down for the open.
I guess we'll find out.
Well, we have been finding out a lot of fucking strikeouts.
On that note, it's so great to be back.
It is so great. Man, it has been so good talking to you because, since you've been back, this is like the first time we've had extensive conversation.
It is.
So it's good. It's really good. You know what? You guys didn't notice that she was gone, but I did.
He did.
I did.
He cried
Do not lie.
twice.
Maybe about other things.
Yes.
But not about you.
Well, here's your present.
I'm so happy you
That's
got
your
me.
souvenir.
This is on. You're getting old when you do appreciate little gifts like
they're
this.
so-
Yeah,
yes.
like I look at this and I'm just like, wow.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I am Ashley Contorno. This is Devin Physique. We are in the Tell No Lies podcast. Everywhere you can find us, that username.
That
and
username, dude. The last one was really rough without you.
You struggled.
Yeah, but it's not my thing.
I know.
Yeah, you can't be a yin and yang without one of them.
Tell No Lies podcast. See
Until
you guys
next week.
Peace.
Peace.